Hi there, welcome to, I don't know if this is a finish him or this is a airbrush noob. I think this will be an airbrush noob. I don't know. Either way, working on my WraithKnight. Said I was going to work on, if anybody was watching Way the Brush, I was going to work on the blade of the sword. As you can see here, I've already got it kind of laid out in metallic and in Calf Blue, Forge World's clear colors, which pretty much are like Minotaur's ghost tints. But I've been kind of liking the Forge World colors because I don't have to seal it every time, which oftentimes you have to do with Minotaur's colors. But at the rate right now, like, I'm not happy with just the overall, look of the blade. Now everything else, the knight himself is looking really fun. He was given black undercoat, metallic, brought up the highlights in metallics, and then gave him Angron red, the Forge World color. Damn near used almost half the bottle, just getting them all coated. And then used this fun little color to edge highlight them, Tourmaline Alchemy from scale 75. This is a really fun one. It's a nice rose kind of color, and it was really great for doing like the edge highlights and stuff like that because it maintained a nice metallic finish, but gave me that nice bright red look that I like. Then of course he was sealed in a what the heck did I use? What I usually use. What do I usually use? Future Floor Shine, that's it. And of course the shield, I had a little bit of difficulty, so I couldn't decide what I wanted to do that shield. And so now you can see the shield has been colored white. Well, it's kind of a light gray, but it goes to white. And now the sword. The sword has to get done. The sword is going to remain blues, but I'm not going to do a solid blue like this. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have diagonals running through the blade. And yeah, I think that's probably the best way to go. And so basically what I'm going to do is I am going to re-base coat the sword in dark. I'm going to make this really contrasty. I'm going to make the dark metals go up to bright, and I'll probably do edge highlight and just the pure metallic mediums afterwards. And then I'll give the gradient, the dark gradient, a layering of the blue. Just give it a nice little fade. And I'm thinking that's it. So I'm probably thinking about two, like a solid silver break here, fading from a dark blue coming up, and then fading from a dark blue coming up, and then on the opposite side as well. I was thinking about doing it on both blades so that we get this separation in the blade, so it doesn't feel like it's all one angle. I don't know. It's more work, I realize, but maybe I should. Maybe I should do that anyway. But first things first is I am going to mask off the areas. Now what I usually use to mask off stuff is Silly Putty. I like using Silly Putty as it does not stick to the models, does not stick to the paint job. It only sticks to itself, and it does a good job at keeping the paint off the models, as you would guess. And I'm not expecting a whole lot of overspray here or anything like that, but you never know. And I do want to protect this really nice job I did, well, at least I think I did a good job, on the helmet here. And so I'm just trying to think how I'll be spraying this guy. Yeah, might have to cover up that hand here, I think, just in case, because you never know. Might get overzealous in my brushings, and you just never know, So we'll do that. We'll protect that hand. Yeah, I think we're mostly protected, right? I guess I should probably protect off the sword as well. Dang it. I need more Silly Putty. Thankfully, I've got more. Thankfully. Yeah, so I think this is probably going to be an airbrush noob. Just because it's kind of random. Doing just a blade. Gonna fiddle around with this. There we go. Here, just snap. This one doesn't get too much use, but it gets me a bit of use. Let's create a little fold here. A little fold here. Come on. Be good. And get in there. Get in there. Okay. We'll have to do this the other way again. It almost sounds like plastic breaking or something, right? But it's just silly putty. Silly putty. Silly putty. Often when I'm masking with silly putty too, I often use my little sculpting tools to help shape the edges and make everything kind of conform and everything. I don't have any of my tools handy, so I'll just use an X-Acto blade. Now where is that face? It's right there. So we'll bring this down. Plus two, I guess this gets you guys, let you guys see how I go about, preparing something, I guess. So I know some of you guys, you're pretty curious about the airbrushing. The airbrushing itself, it's pretty straightforward. I think we all understand airbrushing by this point. If not, we'll just keep asking. Okay, I think that's good enough for there. Pull that back a bit. Yeah. Oh, no, too much. Oh, darn it. There we go. Might have to come back in at that later and fix it up by hand. But let's get the other side. Not a whole lot required. This is pretty much covering everything. So, yeah, so big thank you to all the monkeys out there who suggested painting the shield white. Definitely a great idea. Definitely. Has my seal of approval, as it were. Not that I have a seal of approval or anything. It's just an expression, I suppose. And I'm just talking just to kind of fill time here until I get to the fun stuff. The fun stuff, you may ask, is what? The airbrushing. The airbrushing. I'm trying to be very careful not to mix my two silly putties here. I'm trying to keep them separate, not touching each other. Don't want that. Okay, that's pretty darn good right there. Yeah, I can live with. So, the knight, sword, here we go. I'm going to use a Badger Patriot 105, spraying at around 20 psi, using scale color black metal right out of the pot. Straight out of the pot. We're going to start off with a nice dark black metallic. Put a couple little drops in there. Thing I like about these scale 75 colors is you can use them right out of the pot. And test our flow. There we go. And of course the compressor is going to kick in, so it might get noisy. Of course, you may also notice too that I hit some of the silly putty, and that is fine. I'm not worried about that. It's just silly putty. Spray the other side. Might not be the best view for you guys, but oh well. Man. Ooh. I was up by the head. Almost out? Nope. Come on. Back edge. Okay. I think that's pretty much it for that. As you see now, the blade is completely dark. Actually, I think I gotta spray it from another angle here to get some of this in between sword bits. I think that's it. There we go. So, time to rinse off. Really quickly here, I'll show you guys how. I'm sure you guys have seen me rinse off a million times. I like to use a dropper. Grab a little bit of water here. Squirt it in. Empty it out into my cup. And then squirt a couple more times. And then just kind of flush the whole thing. I'm sure I've shown this many times. And there's only a little bit of metallic paint sitting in here because I didn't use all that much. I didn't think I was going to need that much. And I didn't. And so, do this here is going to flush this all out. There we go. Give it a quick little thing, and then 1, 2, let's see that a bit more. What's up, Lee?
Not much.
Got the camera rolling, that's why I'm talking to myself.
Yeah. Kind of figured.
Kind of figured as much?
Yeah.
That's why anybody
I think you just lost it. Like,
yeah.
no one wants to talk to me anymore.
Man, this stuff is persistent. She doesn't want to flush all the way out.
Are you alive?
Look, I flushed it 5 times ago. Much metallics is still sitting on. You know what it needs is some Windex. That'll shake that loose. There we go. So again, a little bit of Windex in there. Flush this guy loose. Whenever I'm flushing with water or with Windex, I always ease the trigger back and forth just to vary the pressure along the needle, just to dislodge anything that might be hanging on there. Any Klingons, will knots, you know, stuff like that. I think that's it now. I think it's thoroughly flushed. Flushed.
Did you sneeze on the guy? Well,
yeah, he's covered in goo.
yeah.
He's covered in goo.
Gooey.
Yeah. No, I just mask them off because I'm gonna do this. I'm doing the sword here.
Yeah.
So now next is I'm going to use some heavy metal. It's a nice mid-tone. So I'm going to use some scale 75 heavy metal. All these paints here, I picked up their little Metal and Alchemy set. Really fun. Good value for the paints and the price you pay. Definitely would recommend that to anybody out there. Now then, here's a question since I got Lee here now.
Mm-hmm.
Should I?
Yes.
You think I should?
I don't know.
Should I? Because I'm going to put a diagonal highlight to it, right?
Okay.
Should I separate the two sides of the blade?
Meaning?
Meaning, like, have that diagonal
Like you,
running.
like you do if you have a tilted sword?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Or should it be one diagonal running across the entire thing? Because, I mean, it is one face,
Yeah.
right? But you can kind of see there is a multi-face to it when you play it in the light. You can see the light in the sword. How the light changes on its surface. Either way, what do you think?
So you mean just have like one like this and one back?
Or off kilter.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking like having it off, like if you have a line like here, and then further up on the other bit.
Yeah, so like if I have like a big band of say metal here, or where the break would be,
Yeah.
it'd be like say up here,
Yeah.
and then the other
Like
one.
when you put a straw into a glass.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that would be cool.
Think so?
Yeah.
Damn it, I gotta mask it then. Damn it. Means more masking, people. More masking.
That's what I do. I just walk
It's alright, it's alright.
Walk into the room, cause
Yeah.
trouble.
Walk into the room, distracted me.
Yeah.
Trying to scare me. Thought I heard something too, and I was like, what's that sound?
Oh no.
Somebody's in here.
It's the ghostess is.
Gonna get raped.
Okay. I guess you're not live.
What? No. No. I'm not editing this. Whenever I do these, I always just kind of just make
For
them.
your own channel?
Yep.
Okay.
It's going to stick to that one, though, and then I'm going to pull it, and I'm going to have to remask all that. What a pain. What a pain. Oh, you know what? Okay, time out. I'll be right back. Alrighty. So really quickly here, I scavenged some tape. It's a really small masking tape. I believe it's Tamiya that produces it. And so I masked off the back side of the blade here, as you can see. And so we are going to begin laying in some highlights. Almost forgot what I was saying. I didn't do the other side, as I will work on the one side, and then if I'm happy with that, I'll do the duplicate thing on the other side. I'm only going to use a little bit of silver here, as it's not, a whole lot is not required. And I need something to mask off. I should use my trusty rusty masking card here. And I think the first thing, you know what I'm going to do, where is my little sponge bed? I use my little sponge bed here, so I don't like my model just bouncing around on my table here. And so, I think one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to create a transition here on this first portion of the blade, and then the rest of the blade. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Make sure my paint and air is flowing properly. Yep. And there we go. Something like that. You can see on the blade. Slight little transition. And then on this side of the blade, so I want to be dark, light, so dark and then lighter. So let's go something like through the big portion of the blade. Try and keep it the same angle-ish. Like that. Fairly interesting. And then we'll just put a little fade on the end of the blade as well. Maybe a bit more. Maybe more along the leading edge, eh? Something like that. Yeah. So really quickly here, we still have the silver out. Let's peel off our mask. Okay. And let's try and protect what we have just done by laying it over. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, and then I'm just going to put one big fade in there. Kind of like that. Somewhere right there. Like that. Like that. Peel off the mask. Interesting. Kind of has a high-tech kind of sword kind of look to it, which is very kind of interesting. Oh, I didn't put a fade on that end. Oops. Let's use our mask for that. Sort of. Kinda. A little bit. Let's put a little bit of silly putty right there. Oh, come on. Hang on to it. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, let's put a little bit of fade down to the end of that as well. Just flowing. Yeah, it's good. There we go. Maybe a little bit of a fade there on the end of that blade as well. So, question becomes, how do we like it? It's interesting. And it has this jagged edge kind of look to it. I'm not entirely sure if I'm feeling it yet. It almost has like the look like the Conan sword that I was kind of going for, but I don't know. It is kind of interesting though. Let's try the other side. Can we use most of this tape again? I think we can. It's still pretty darn sticky. And on a side note, as far as this tape is concerned, I think it's doing a pretty darn good job. If I was a better masker, I'd have probably done that a little bit better, but oh well. Oh, so the putty's sticking to the foam. Okay. I kind of need something to prop this up. I need something that kind of hold it at about this angle here. Empty cup to the rescue. Is it? Is it? Kind of. Not really. Sort of. But not. It's gonna fall, isn't it? Let me turn it the other way. A little bit better. Not really, but I guess that's okay right there. Yeah, that's okay right there. Perfect. Well, you guys can't quite see exactly what the angle is, but that's okay. I think what I'll do is I'm not going to put in quite as many lines as I did on the other one. I think I'm going to put a little bit more silver in here though. Just a bit more. A couple more drops. Make sure she's flowing. Oh, the dry tip. Dry tip. Nasty old dry tip. Nasty old dry tip. Pissing me off to no end. Okay. So, I'm going to do this. Yeah, let's do it like this. Actually, let's go to this side. That's it. I'm actually a little bit happy with how that looks right now. Kind of give it kind of a varying kind of, almost like a stutter in the blade. Like that. So let's pull off the mask. And let's repeat it. Sort of, kinda, maybe, a little bit. If the tape will cooperate with me. Kind of, sort of. Not really. Oh man. Hey man. Oh, you slimy bugger. Hey man. Okay. Do that. Then we will do something like this. And we'll grab another little chunk of silly putty, and we will just mask off the tip like so. And you know what? I kind of liked how that quick little step was. I'm going to duplicate that again. Just a couple little spots. Dry tip. Dry tip. Always with the dry tip. So, again, let's get the angle. Like that. Time to rinse, and then we will unveil the masking. Alright, so now on to the unmasking. So, as I mentioned before, silly putty just comes right off. Okay, this tape is pretty much done. Don't need it anymore. Still pretty sticky. And then we can pull off all the silly putty from the rest of the model as well. Goes by fairly quickly. Oh crap. That's what I didn't want. I didn't want any mixing. No mixing. Alright. Let's pull that off. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on. There we go. And let's pull the goop off the hand. Again. As you can see, like I said, the silly putty is a really great way to mask off areas. It doesn't stick to the paint job, doesn't stick to the model. Any more than is necessary, really, is what I should say. It'll stick to the model, but I mean, like, it's not, you know, it's not going to pull the paint or pull any details or anything like that. There. So that's one side of the sword. Right? And the other side of the sword. I'm actually kind of liking that look. But I don't have the blue in there now. What am I going to do about the blue? Should I try and concentrate the blue along the back edge of the sword like before? And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it just like before, but now I got this nice little highlighted texture in there and everything. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to put away my masking putty. Silly putty. It's funny. And this is regular old silly putty too, kids. This is just regular kind of stuff you find in the in the grocery store, and those little, before you leave, they got the little candy aisle thingies, and you know what I'm talking about. You know what silly putty is. So let's grab Calf Blue. Ooh, what if we used purple? Maybe purple and blue. Let's just stick with the blue. Well, you know what? I probably should mask it off again. Yeah, I should probably mask off the head again. Crap. I should put all this stuff away. Getting ahead of myself. See, I'm getting excited because this guy's nearing, main body of paintwork is nearing completion now, and so I'm getting to the point where, I just kind of want to get him done, and get to the details and, you know, stuff like that. And so I'm getting ahead of myself here, getting impatient. And when you are working on a model, especially with one that you are trying to do to a good painting standard, at least for yourself, you know, like your own good painting standard, you know, you don't want to mess it up. Yeah, I think like that'll be fine. Yeah. And so we are going to grab some Calf Blue, Forge World Airbrush paint, clear. Clear. Should we use a smaller brush? I think we'll be fine with the Patriot. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Just gotta make sure I got all my gunk off the needle. In case anybody's wondering, I'll use an old toothbrush just to clear the buildup on the needle. Dry tip, as it were. And let's grab some Calf Blue. Again, whenever I'm using these things, I always use my eyedropper. And I just grab a little bit. Put it into my... That's probably too much. But that's okay. I probably don't need that much. That's okay, we're going to be doing a lot of overspraying anyway. So we'll probably end up wasting a lot of this. And then of course, I just always flush the eyedropper really good. And of course, these are glass eyedroppers. And so, see, flushed out really good. And that's it. It's ready to use again. So, where to begin? Oh, I'm nervous now. Oh, I didn't do the bottom of the sword. I can always go over that again. Yeah, let's aim. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to put the card back here just to watch my overspray here. And yeah, let's start back there. I like it. I like it. The other side here. Oh, how are we going to do this here? I got to set my brush down. There's that trusty rusty cup. Rusty cup. Is that the way we're going to do this? That's exactly how we're going to do this. Perfect. Get my overspray shield here. You guys probably can't see this too well, but that's too bad. And so all I'm doing is I'm spraying really at the card and just letting a bit of that overspray mist get onto the sword. Just like so. I like it. I think that's back to where I was with the nice cyan blade. Doesn't want to stand always because it's got the silly putty on it. Now that I've got a little too much ink in here, what I always do is I pour it right back into the pot. Because waste not, want not. Ooh, it's lots. I used lots that time. Didn't need it. Didn't need it. So, I'm going to flush the brush, and we'll be back in a moment. So, again, back to the unmasking. And there we are. Slightly different effect. Not the typical what you see out there, but I kind of dig it. I kind of like it. It's kind of fun, especially for the WraithKnight, you know. Oh, I got to edge highlight it still. I mean, I don't know if you guys really need to see the edge highlighting, but I suppose we could. Just to quickly show you my process for edge highlighting, I suppose. And +2, I guess, because I got time right now to finish off what I'm doing. Not in any kind of rush. So let's grab. Next color is, I like this color, White Alchemy. This is a really fun one. This is initially what I had laid onto the model was this White Alchemy. It's really, really bright, metallic. It's pretty much just metallic medium, kind of like Vallejo's, but I don't know if it's as bright. I haven't really done a side by side yet of them, but yeah. So let's grab brush, grab my trusty rusty rag, and let's get the bottle good shaking. Always give a good shaking to your bottles. And yeah. Again, like I said, this White Alchemy is really, really bright. It doesn't even look like metallic. It looks more like white paint, really. But it's a metal. Like I said, it's almost like pure metallic medium, really, is what it is. And we'll go along this leading edge here. We getting that? Yeah, we're getting that. Couldn't tell. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. That's the ticket. There. Quick little edge highlight on there. Give it some real definition. So probably hit the blade with some gloss too, but I think I'll do that once I get the gold finished on it as well. I'll hit it with gloss just to make it really, really shiny. As you guessed, I really like my Eldar really shiny. As you would have guessed. Too much paint. And there. So inner edge, outer edge. I suppose I should do the inner line as well, because I know if I don't, somebody will go, Chris, you didn't do that. You didn't do the inner edge. And I'll be like, yeah, well, you know what? Shut up. Somebody out there's laughing, but somebody else is out there going, he wouldn't do that, would he? He's not that big a jerk. And you know what? I might be. I just might be. You don't know. You just never know. I could be the biggest jerk on this planet. Some of you guys are going, he's such a nice guy. No, he's a jerk. There we go. Got that line through the center. Through the center blade. I didn't go through the curvature yet, but that's some dangerous territory, I think. I don't know if I'm brave enough to tackle that right now. My eyeballs are getting dry, and I don't know if I feel like tackling that. Ah, screw it, let's tackle it. Let's do it. If we mess it up, we can always clean it up tomorrow. It's always tomorrow. Well, as far as we know, there's always tomorrow. You just never know. Whole thing could stop tomorrow. Tonight. While you're sleeping. Let's start over here, guys. Important thing is to breathe. There. Breathe. Quaid. Quaid. And so there we are. That's my WraithKnight's blade. And so soon enough I'll be getting the rest of the details done. And yeah. Of course the handle is going to go to a more antique kind of gold. I'm probably going to use some purples and such to shade it. And I am going to do a banner that will hang from his loincloth, as well as something else I have planned as well. But for now, that is it. That is all. That's the sword. For anybody who's curious as to what I was going to do. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's good enough? Do you think I need to, I don't know, go brighter, darker? It's just right. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you find this interesting and fascinating and like when I do the Airbrush Noobs, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment saying, Chris, you need to do more of these because I find them just fascinating. Why won't he stand? He always is like reluctant to stand for me. I don't know why. Stay. Yeah, he's gonna stay. So that's my WraithKnight. Finally got this guy. Finally gonna get him painted up and added to my army. Will I play any games with him? You bet your ass I'll be playing games with him. Does a chicken have a pecker? Alrighty guys, see you later.